family nest academy, a place where families are empowered to fulfill their destiny, a place where families can build legacy, a place where families can enjoy a wholesome and fulfilling life. And more.
Hello, welcome to our Family Nest Wholesome series. Today we'll be talking about an important topic on the father as a system. Who heard that? Yes. Hello fathers, you are more than an individual. If you're a mother, a daughter, a son, a father, please come in close. This is because what we'll be discussing today is not just for the father's ears, it's also for every entity and members of the family, so that in case the father is misaligned, you will be able to help call his attention back to the capacity he has been called to occupy as a father. Because when a father is properly aligned and takes his position, destinies are secured, legacies are established. But when a father is misinformed, misaligned, or not even aware of what position he has been called to occupy in a family, what a loss to that family, and not just that family, to a generation. Yes, I am Princess Francisca Obichimezie, hosting you from the Family Nest Academy. So, why do we need to dive into this important topic today? I see a lot of fathers who are so beclouded with just a little portion of the office God has called them to occupy. Do you know that when God created Adam, he gave him dominion over everything he has created, not just over his family. So your fatherhood is not just about your immediate family. It's about the destinies that has been linked to you. But yes, starting from your family. So if you fell in that immediate family responsibility, how well can a father be able to function in a larger capacity? I see fathers who are still struggling with hitting their wives, who are still eyeing young ladies, who are still struggling with pornography. Or do I talk about fathers who are still lost in their lust? What can you be able to offer the sons who are looking up to you to understand and build the capacity of manhood and fatherhood? So this is that call for every father to arise in a higher office that you have been called to occupy. Let's stop playing low. Let's stop playing small. Because the mantle upon you is a mantle of generation. It's not a mantle of raising just the daughters and sons within you. Because even in that one son in your family, if you would function adequately and proficiently, you'll be able to raise a generation in that son. That is if you're able to see far beyond your personal struggles. And I want to dare you, when you realize what you have been called to do, the great assignment upon your head, I'm telling you, you will do all it will take to overcome those personal petty challenges. Because you know that generations are hanging on your shoulders, that destinies are counting on your ability to take your seat of authority and responsibility. What is a system? A system, I will define it today, spiritually and practically. A system is an organized set of principles, values, and operations that produce predictable outcomes. Hear it again. An organized set of principles, values, and operations that produces predictable outcome. A father must be one who is able to set an organized, valuable, and principled standard that is able to guide the organization he is in charge of. But if you have to organize, you have to be the organization itself. You have to be the principle. You have to be the standard. That's why you are a system. It's not just about what you set up. It's about what you represent by your daily engagement, your daily activities, what you model, what your children see, what the people around you see you represent. Okay? Now, when a system is in place, it covers every sector, every department that is meant to build that system. For example, a university is a system, and that is why when anybody goes through the university, you are expected to be well groomed and prepared to face not just the career life, but the life outside the university. A system is meant to equip you to function maximally. As a father, you are a system that covers the area of vision, the area of protection. You are a system of instruction, a system of discipline, affirmation, worship. All these are incorporated in you to be able to deliver to the family system and to everyone that you are connected to. In you, your children should be able to grab and understand what vision entails and why men need to live by vision. I ask you, do you live or represent a vision? What are you living for? What does your children know you as what you are pursuing, your purpose of existence? As a father, you should live for something that your children will see and understand what it means to live for impact. Okay? Let's read the word of God. Because when the fathers break down, everything connected to him malfunctions. That's why you see children who are raised by broken fathers being out there in the society struggling. Few barely make it when that's if they are opportune to meet a father figure who is able to take up their position. But you see the rest of the children you see in the society, most of them are coming up from families where fathers has failed to take their position, where fathers have decided to play the role of the wife, depending on the wife to make decisions, depending on the children to go out there and come and feed him, where he's not able to raise his voice in authority, where he's not able to build a standard of discipline, where he's not able to take charge of the destinies that have been designated to him. So you see fathers who are wayward, who are busy chasing skirts, who does not see beyond their lusts and desires, who does not see beyond providing shelter and clothing and school fees. No, you've been called beyond those. Those are primaries. There are things deeper and greater that has been put into your hand as a father. You are a system. Don't fail destinies that has been registered under your system. Yes, we are about reading the word of God. Genesis chapter 18 verse 19. For I have chosen him so that he will direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord. So I see fathers messing up and then expecting the church to fix their mess. I see fathers not taking responsibility in the growth of their spirit, in the spiritual growth of their children, and they want the church to do the miracle. I see fathers not spending time to connect with their children to help them build their intellectual capacity, and they want the school to do all the work. The truth is that the school will do what they can. Your child may be smart, but will lose the essential humanity, the essential spiritual connection to an entity beyond you and beyond the forces that rules the earth. You will shortchange your child if you don't connect him to the higher power that rules the affairs of men. Your child may be smart, but will lose the capacity to handle issues of life. Why do you see intelligent people committing suicide? Why do you see intelligent children joining forces and occults because they are curious, they are seeking for something greater and stronger, and something that feels more or powerful than what they already have, because the fathers has failed to connect their children to the supreme king who is able to express himself in their children. It's difficult for children to find their feet in the spiritual realm if no one does that duty of introducing them to it. So where the father does not do what he ought to do, and where the mother is sensitive also to not take that position, the son is pushed out, where of course the children of this world are smarter enough to take your place. Who is occupying your place in the life of your children? You claim you are providing all they need. You forget that anybody can provide any material things to your children. Yes, that's called sponsorship. Anybody can sponsor your child. But spiritually, when it comes to destiny alignment, nobody has that authority. God has given you that authority. Until you push it out, that's when someone else can take it. But it will never be the same. Okay? Let's go again. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 4. Fathers, do not provoke your children to wrath, but bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. Some of us are not training our children in the instruction of the Lord, but we are disciplining them, we are teaching them, we are training them, and we are using the measures of his aspiration. I don't want to go about the way we discipline our children when we say we are indisciplined. You are teaching your child the right thing, but you are doing the wrong thing. You think your child is not seeing. When a father becomes hypocritical, when a father is busy womanizing, cheating on their wife, not taking responsibility, and you are training, how do you train your child to be responsible? How do you help your child to be able to train himself and be disciplined when it comes to dealing with peer pressure and dealing with women? How do you help your daughter to understand that there is a man who is worthy of them, who will not treat them carelessly? How? When you are modeling the wrong thing. Do I even talk of people who beat up their wife? It's a shame. You need to cry to God and return back to your office. Your position is suffering. It's just like the president of a country leaving his position, his seat of authority, and coming to operate as a counselor or even an ordinary citizen. That's what some of our fathers are doing. Come up hitherto. You've been called onto a higher position. You are a royal priesthood. You are in charge of armies of destinies. Look beyond your immediate family. Do I talk about men who abuse their daughters or who abuse other children? When I see such stories, I just realize this is just the devil fighting a system, making men to die like mere men who has been called as kings. Okay? In today's world, you see, children are being raised by screens, not fathers. A father is in the house, but not at present. The time you are meant to share in your wisdom, the time you are meant to rub off all the knowledge and wisdom and inspiration you've gained through life experience on your children, is the time you give your children screen just to get them engaged so you do your own thing. No, father. No. I know you may be tired. I understand. We are running in a fast world, but you have to intentionally establish a standard and a structure that connects you to your children, that gives you that opportunity to groom, to build in your children the wisdom of the ancients, the skills they need to survive in the world. Is not in the screen. YouTube will not teach it. It's in your practical experience that you're able to share. Is in the practical example you are able to model. Is in the daily engagement with your children that are able to share life experiences. Wisdom are shared on the table of fatherhood, connecting with their sons and daughters. When you are far gone, these are the things your children will remember. Or will they remember that daddy is on his phone, scrolling through the screens, while we are left with our own laptop to do whatever we want to do? What will your children remember you? Or, hey, daddy is always shouting. Let's kukuma enter our rooms so we'll have our peace. What will your children remember you for? That time that you are stressed, that you are coming back from the work, you are so troubled, you are stressed, and you just still put up a smile. You just still affirm your children. You just still give them a hug. They are able to find comfort. They are able to learn how to manage stress. They are able to learn how to connect, even in time of trouble. When your children are facing trouble, they will know there is a space for them to connect at home. Yes, we don't want you to be all up, always claiming that everything is all right. We also want you to be human. But understanding where and when is important. And that is where you have your connection with your wife, and connection, most importantly, with your God. Where you are able to create your space to express yourself to your God. Cry to your God, cry to your wife. But to your children, don't push your stress and pressure on them. Yes. So, I also want to ask, are your children running on values you installed or on anything that goes? Is there a value system? Is there a standard in your home that your children have been supported and helped to operate in? Of course, not the one we shout, we don't do this here, we don't know. Is there a structure? Is there a daily reminder of what you stand for by your connection moment where you're able to share? Why do we do this? This is our value. What does it represent? And all that. Does your children know these things? Or do you need to go and start it or become consistent in reminding them? Father, stop leaving these things to your wife. Stop leaving the transmission of values of your children on your wife's shoulder. You need to occupy that position of leadership. Your wife is there to support you. There is something about the authority you carry that your children are able more to align and adhere to than when is a mom doing it, because they know that there's this softness of the mom. So sometimes they push so much knowing that mom may waver. But when it comes to you, they know daddy will not waver. Daddy is a strong man when it comes to the heart. Take that advantage, take that position, and be the one to teach your children the value your family stands for. I want to ask you again, are your sons becoming men of purpose because of your mentorship? Or are they wallowing in confusion, doing hidden exploits, trying to find out what works and what does not work? Are they being taken around the world by their peers? Are your children hiding in their rooms in pornography because they want to discover what sexuality is for men? Or are you taking up that position to mentor them in what manhood is? Daddy, your money will not do that. Internet will not do that. Social media will lead them astray. You are the one who understands the responsibility and what a manhood is beyond sex. You are the one who will teach them to your sons. Another question. Are your daughters choosing wisely because of your example? Can your daughter choose a wise man because of what they have seen you represent? Or will your daughters be pushed into the hand of abusers because you have groomed her to be abused? Are your daughters going to make wise decisions when it comes to marriage and relationship? Or have you prepared and packaged her as a prey just by the way you have dealt with her as a child? Or as a child, a daughter growing under your roof? Does your daughter see love, genuine love, compassion, meekness, kindness in you? Does your daughter receive affirmation and self-esteem built up and able to choose what she thinks she deserves by what you are doing with her right now? Some of us, we have crushed the esteem of our daughters. They don't feel they deserve better. So when they see a man who is readily confessing and affirming what rubbish, they embrace it because that is closest to what they have been able to obtain from home. Whatever you do with your daughter, please put her self-esteem, her respect, and her integrity intact. It's your duty as a father to protect that. Show her how to be cherished, and she will not settle for less. She will not be abused. She will not go for an abuser who claims to love her. Yes, you may say you didn't have a father. Some of us are like that, and due to trauma, we don't even know how to father. Please get knowledge. There are a lot of books you can read. Stop surfing through social media seeking hacks. I'm not saying you should not learn from social media. I'm saying sit down, let God teach you, let the word of God teach you. There are books on fatherhood, books on how to raise daughters, how to raise sons. Go and find knowledge. There are organized systems now, that a community that help families, help parents to be able to function in their capacity. Systems that prepares you based on what is obtainable in this 21st century. Take advantage of those gifts. Don't keep saying, after I was not I didn't have a father, but I became responsible. Yes, you became responsible, but you know you are struggling. Yes, you turn out well, but your children will not turn out well because your generation is not the same generation with them. They need something better. They will hold you accountable. They need something much better than the shallow experience some of us had while growing up. They need it to be on your toes. They need your brain to be actively active, because the system of operation in this 21st century is not playing with you, neither is it playing with your children. Okay, so this is me reminding you that you are more than an individual. You are more than a father. You are more than your family. You have been called not just to protect your children, to protect every child that comes across to you. And that you can only do if you know your position as a father, as a sister. Let's rise. Let's take up that position as fathers, because heaven is counting on you. The earth is in desperate need of such fathers. Your children are seeking for comfort and help under your nose, and you are there. You don't even know what your children are going through. Your children are not being able to be prepared to face the world. Arise, you man of valor. Arise, for your children are waiting. Nations are waiting. The earnest expectation of creation are waiting for your manifestations. As a system, you will have the capacity to groom your child to become a holistic personality they've been called to be, and to be able to function in their best as individuals. You've been called to groom destinies. You've been called to live beyond yourself. So take up that position and stop living little. Stop functioning in a low class. It's not all about money. It's about what you have built up and what you have to deliver and empower your generation. And yes, thank you for joining me again. If this video blessed you, kindly share to every man connected to you, so that they will be able to take up their position, and we will get better results in families and better children in the society, occupying their position of relevance and making generational impact. Thank you. I am still Princess Francisca Obichimeze from Family Nest Academy. And remember, if you're interested in running with us for the year 2026 family session, kindly come along. And yes, it will be a worthy journey doing it together with you. Do have a lovely day. Bye.